You lying.
All right. Good Friday, people. We've had some technical difficulties. OMG, the devil is busy, but you know how it is. God is still good. We're here. Got some exciting stuff going on. This is a community conversation. I'm your host, Carol. I'm also a candidate for the First Ward City Council seat. I hope you would support me on um, November 5th, 2024 for the First Ward City Council seat. And also, what else we have? We have a lot of stuff going on. We're going to get into the show. This is a community conversation, and I am the host. My co-host Stephanie is not feeling well, so she's going to be out today. The first thing we want to talk about, though, that I'm so excited about coming up this Tuesday, because I just don't believe it's going to take place, and I also cannot find my glasses. So this Friday has been OMG. Okay. So anyway, long story short, I'm excited because you all know what this Tuesday is, right? This Tuesday is the debate between Kamala and Donald Trump, and I'm looking forward to this because I don't think he's going to be able to just get right into the meat and potatoes. That's definitely one of the things that I want to discuss. Um, get right into the meat and potatoes of it. I don't believe he's going to be able to debate her. I don't think he has a the intellectual tenacities to stand up with her in that type of arena. So this is going to be interesting to see how he's going to try to fudge his way through this, because Kamala done been a prosecutor and the vice president and this and that. She's done a lot of things. She's the first to enter a segregated school where she grew up at, something to that effect. She's done a lot. She's done some other first things besides being the vice president, and one of them is having something to do with school integration. Integration. My bad. Something to do with school integration. And at the end of the day, she's strong. She's strong. And I don't think he's used to, I know he's not used to having to deal with a woman and a woman of color looking him in the eyes, being his equal, if not superior. Well, now. And when I say superior, I mean in job and accomplishment. Um, because right now she is the vice president and she didn't have a bunch of scandals. They tried to come up with some stuff on her, but she didn't have a bunch of scandals. She stayed out of the way of traffic. And she's dealt with some real issues that the country is facing now. By her being a prosecutor in California, she's dealt with immigration issues and illegal immigration and gang violence and all of the things that the nation is facing in this moment. So, and we know he had his 2025 agenda thingy majig, whatever it is, but he's backpedaling on a lot of that. Okay, because it's not popular anymore. The women's rights, because this forces all women, um Republican, Democrat, independent, or what have you, to kind of come together, because when you go through things in life, sometimes they're emotional, because one thing about women and men, and when women, even though, and then you have a lot of people like these men, like Donald Trump, that says he's against abortion. Well, you're not the one that's going to have that baby. You're not the one that's going to, because Malaka got that Baron. We all know that Baron has some special needs, whatever they may be, and I don't know what they are. But it's obvious, and that's okay. But Melania appeared, from what we saw, to be very attentive to Baron. Now, I don't know about the ex president, what he's like in that arena, but I don't think he's holding a candle to Melania. My point is that child is usually with the mother. And even if you give that child up or you have somebody that'll step in for you or whatever choice you decide to make, we can still be left alone making that choice. Men have it easy in that respect. Um, so to have a man deciding, making a choice like that for you when he can just get ghost if he so chooses. That's the reality of life and human life. And in every culture, that is a possibility. That's a man and woman thing. So to bring that personal, something so personal and so fragile into a government conversation where they're involved now in an intimate moment, whether it was consensual or not, but it's still going to, even if it's not consensual, it's still going to be an intimate moment because you're left with that scar as a woman, however that situation went down. So to have somebody else wanting to know, what went on, when it went on, having you report to your doctor, just I've thought about it. That's why I'm having this conversation. I've thought about what if, because this is a lot of what ifs to go with that. I don't think some people who take that stance understand some of the positions that females, because a lot of times when people are faced with these decisions, they're not always women. Sometimes they're little girls who has had adults that are not capable of taking care of them, protecting them, whatever the case may be. Maybe they are great parents, but they had to go to school and somebody was untrustworthy, whatever the case may be. This is such a wide net to be having on the ballot, is all I'm saying. I see some comments coming in. Mickey, can you tell me what that says? Because I sure can't see it on this little bitty phone. But to have,
Sonya said, "Good evening to you."
good evening, ma'am.
And
And
Reed Johnson said, "Hello."
hey, y'all. Thank
Jasmine,
you.
Jasmine on here, Stanley. She said, well, she said, "Good evening to you."
Good evening. Good, great, great, great. Because I see the
Yeah,
band coming up. That's
that's
Miss Aquila.
yes, ma'am. Well,
I
Mama
can see
Aquila
her picture. I know her. I can see her picture to the side. As
saying,
bad as my sight is, I can see you, dear. Hello.
saying good evening.
Good evening. Thank you guys for tuning
She's
in.
Arkansas.
Thank you. All right. Good looking, Arkansas. Right next to my home, Mississippi. Y'all know I love the sip. So hey, I love my down south stuff. So in case you're just joining me, I'm talking about what's on the ballot. I'm talking about the right to choose as a woman. I'm talking about not being given the opportunity as a person that could have, because this is heavy. This is heavy. So I'm thinking about this when we're talking about voting, and to be put in a position to not give of yourself consensually and then be left to deal with this situation for life. Maybe you're not equipped, maybe you're not financially able, maybe you're not old enough, maybe you're a child. Because let's be honest, we have a problem in our country with people not being able to stay in their appropriate lanes as it concerns intimacy. So the result is trauma for some other people sometimes. And now this is becoming an open discussion in the political arena. I think it's just absurd because we as women go through so much. Even if you do it per se, what they say is the right way, and you find somebody and you fall in love and you get married and you have the kids, it's no guarantee. Sometimes that goes sour. Sometimes that goes sour and you find yourself being a single mother and it's still hard and it's still, what it is. But to not even to be a victim and find yourself in a single circumstances, or I just can't believe it. So it's going to be interesting. My whole point is to hear how the former president is going to approach this conversation come Tuesday, because y'all know it's a debate between my VP. Yes, I'm going to be selfish and call her my VP. I'm so proud of her. Vice President Kamala Harris, and former. I don't even think he gonna show up. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm not one for cowarding out, but when they say it's better to be to do a good run than a bad stand, this is probably finna be a terrible stand for him, because she got so many different things to tear him down on. And then I imagine after she drags him through the mud on the pro-life or a non-pro-choice situation, then I figure she'll probably hit him on immigration. Remember, he deported all those people, and some of those people was trying to get documented in the process. Remember the little kids crying, talking about the one little girl, I never will forget it, from in Mississippi. She was crying and she said, "Mr. President," she said, "please, basically let her daddy stay. He is not a criminal." Oh my God. Those kids came home from school and their parents had been deported. So, and then down in Detroit, they thought they was going to some type of festival or something. And they had those buses waiting for them and loaded them up on buses. I remember seeing people saying, one gentleman was saying at the airport when he couldn't get back into the United States, "I voted for you," talking about the then at the time President Trump. So it's gonna, because he flip flops a lot. Okay, he flip flops a lot. So I'm pretty sure that she's gonna hold his feet to the fire on some of the things that he's done concerning immigration and how he's deported people, but yet had illegal immigrants working up there at Mar-a-Lago. Okay, and I imagine she's probably going to also touch on the fact, something that's dear to me. He's talking about defunding public school. Did y'all see that? Because a lot of people, and think about the shape that our kids are in now with the education system and the lack of opportunity. Okay, and not getting a fair shake. And let's be clear, education plays a big part in your employment, your future. Um, the type of um, provisions you'll be able to make for your family. So this is for all the marbles, whether we realize it or not. This, and then I don't want you to just think this is about children and families, because we got a lot of seniors who think they're Republicans, but he talking about cutting Social Security, getting rid of Social Security at one point. He was talking about, and messing with Medicare. Now, of course, he's changed his mind because he sees that that's not that popular. So I figure she'll bring that up. He's backpedaled on those issues, not the school issue yet, but the pro life situation and his stance. He's changed that now, and the pro-life and and the social security. Now he's talking about he's not going to touch social security. But let's be clear, this man is also a liar. Y'all are we know they caught him in like 10,000 lies in 2 days when he was the president. So he'll say what he has to say, in my opinion, to get where he needs to be, and then he's just going to change his mind. He ain't no stranger to not being truthful. So I just feel, I don't know. This is gonna. My point is, watch the debate Tuesday night. I think this is going to be good. But let's be clear. Some people don't care how the debate goes. They're going to support uh people in their nonsense just because. So I'm hoping that the nation will realize some things and come together and do the right thing come November 5th, because it's like I said, this is for all the marbles. Mickey, what do you think about him changing his stance on abortions and things like that? What do you think that's a killer? You think that's the nail in the coffin?
I hear politician. He gonna be in whichever way he feel the vote's gonna go.
Yeah, he finna have all these women on his tail because we just, I mean, like I said, it's very personal. So I don't even know if I think yeah, he gonna definitely flip flop on that and say he's pro choice and he's not gonna mess with abortion and all this, that, and the third. But and another thing I think she gonna kill him on is this. He stopped that bill that they were trying to pass to secure the borders
Hmm.
because he felt like that would hurt him in this election. I'm
Mm,
sure that I'm sure that when they speak on border issues, that she gonna bring that up. So it's gonna be good to see him in the hot seat
facts.
and not able to wiggle out. But do you think he gonna show up?
Yeah, because if he don't show up, then he might as well handle her that election. Because if he don't show up, he got to show up. He can't. You can't get that on the national stage and not show up.
Okay, well we gonna see. Cause I'm thinking, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. For him, it might be better for him just not to show up. She gonna make him look bad because and it was another issue that is a hot topic: the Social Security and the Medicare. He trying to kill education. You know, that's what he had Betsy DeVos doing when he was the president. They trying to kill public education, period.
Wow.
So he trying to defund K through 9 schools. So and just public education, he against it. So that's gonna be an issue that I think that we missing a point on a lot of key issues, getting caught up in the rhetoric now. Because those are serious issues. And we gotta face the fact that if he get back in there, the rich ain't gonna pay no taxes.
Mm,
Look at oh, and she gonna bring up January 6th.
mm,
Maybe. Maybe. But
mm,
these are the things I'm thinking that I think January 6th is going to haunt him. Anyway, I think January 6th is going to haunt him. I think that the situation at the border is going to be a killer for him. I think he really hurt himself with the selfish politics. I think that when you have people that do things only to benefit themselves and they decide to leave community and their neighbors and the young people that are coming behind them out of the equation, I think it hurts everybody, even that person in the long run. I think we can go back to, and I mentioned this before, Ronald Reagan, when he was in office, he was against stem cell research. He
mm,
fought stem cell research tooth and nail. And then when he got sick, Nancy Reagan wanted them to use stem cell research and try and save his life.
mm,
So I think when we don't approach issues as if it is ourselves involved, we have a blasé attitude. But then when it comes to our house, we see things differently, and I think we have to quit doing that. Because I think as Americans, what I want and what you want is what everybody wants. Period. Now, I wanted to talk about that debate because I'm looking so forward to her dragging him. I can't wait for her to put that magic on him, that soul sister intellect. That oof, I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway, the special meeting the other day, I
mm.
didn't I didn't stay long because did you make it down there?
No, I did not.
You didn't go down there, okay?
I watched.
Um, you watched it.
Yes, I did.
What you think?
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah, you know if I ask you what you think, yes.
Uh, well, besides Quincy coming back, what's up, Serenity and Peace? Besides Quincy coming back, and you already seen her getting her 25,000. Emily Dore coming down there. You know what I'm saying? It's like nothing.
Cha-ching.
it was like, yeah, you just everything getting pushed through. You know what I'm saying? They got
Mm,
5 votes. I do think if you really want to change council, they need to get out and vote. Come, this
yeah.
November.
Oh, absolutely. Ain't no question about that. Because if we don't, that's gonna be the lick that kills poor Dick. That's for sure. I was disappointed because they had three people down there and they put two of them out.
But see but see, that's the thing. The residents got to get up. If you steady seeing, like, the residents getting put out, you know what I'm saying? Max Star, what it do, fam? Yeah, to me, it's just and if the residents don't get out and vote, you're gonna keep seeing what you're seeing. But I don't think it's gonna be no Flint because the way they kicking residents out, they probably
Man.
if the residents really went and called the numbers, you'll probably have over 50 people got lawsuits with the city of Flint.
But let me tell you this too, and I got to say something about this. You know, this will be the third election in a row. Certain residents in the first wards voting poll will have changed.
Mm,
Okay, they went from Cathedral of Faith to I don't know if they ever made it over to Hasselbrink. They may have made. I think they did make it over to Hasselbrink. Then they ended up at Aldrich Place,
mm,
and now they're saying they're going to be at Foss Avenue. Now, here's my problem with this: if every time it's an election you change the voting site, how do you expect? Because I don't trust Flint that they sent everybody a notice, okay? Because we don't do nothing else we supposed to do, so I just can't believe that we did that right, okay?
mm-hmm.
I just can't believe we did that, but I think it needs to be more than one notice, especially when you changing it like this. It creates confusion and it leaves people out of the democratic process. That's concerning. I think it's nonsense. Well, I don't know the reason why, but this is terrible, and I just think it speaks to whoever is in charge. Period. This is ridiculous. So we got that to be concerned with. I don't know. I just don't know. And then if we only had a 7% turnout, and it took all night to count them absentee votes,
Mm.
how are we gonna handle a presidential election? The state tallied up their votes and stuff. Statewide, for governor and all that, before we could for the Congress people and Senate, they tallied up the votes before Flint could tally up their 7%.
Is it just Flint just playing the game? Because they making sure whoever they want. I mean, that's just my humble opinion.
No, come on with it.
I can't see why that clerk office having so many problems. But to me, it goes back to when Inez Brown was in there. You know,
mhm,
we keep forgetting that because she was told, "I listen." But to me, the second ward has said what they wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? But for 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 her not to live here 10 months, and they knew this, and they pushed that through. You
ain't
know,
that sad?
and then you expecting Davina. And this where the problem come in at because Quincy said it. Like Quincy said, when he get mad, he
You
walked.
tell the truth on them.
Then he been and walked in. He was like, well, when it was councils before us, they was doing this, and y'all wasn't saying nothing. So why
We
you
the,
saying? So basically, Quincy, like, even though you supposed to come in, if you really have, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I know what the people did before me didn't do nothing, but that don't make
right. That ain't no. You don't get to use that for no. So what if we ain't say nothing? We saying something now,
right.
and it was illegal then, and it's illegal now.
Right. But it just that's how they roll right now. That's just like when Dennis
Now
said,
this is so, but this. Now I'm gonna say this because I ain't hear him say that. But I'm gonna say now this is my problem with Quincy. Quincy is clearly two faced
hmm,
in that aspect because you want to do what somebody else did, and we ain't say nothing about them, so you want to do it too. That's wrong. But then you go along with these people that don't want folks to do this in a meeting without getting put out. So how you gonna be so strict in policy when you lay in the law, but want somebody to be so relaxed when
You
it's
break
on you and your crew. I
right.
mean, you gotta spread it out evenly at some point. I guess you don't. I know one thing. I heard that they changed the rules to the recall language in the middle of the recall. I heard when the recall was filed, it was filed in June. Now, this is allegedly what I heard because I didn't talk to the person who filed the recall. But in June, um, the paperwork was filed, and then they went and changed the language in July. So it sounds like somebody getting some help, don't it?
Mm. If that's what's going on, allegedly, like you said, you can't say allegedly. If that's what's going on, but it's something tricky going on in that clerk's office. I'm talking about the one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The point I was trying to make was you can't expect to hold Davina to the fire when you didn't hold the last one to the fire.
Mm. Well, let me say this. Let me say this now. Let me say this. Inez did make some mistakes, but Inez had been doing that job for 200 years, and Inez was 210 years old. Davina, at this point, her whole situation is one debacle after another. You young, you done worked under Inez, you done seen the mistakes she done made. She done had all this experience because she been there.
Right,
So, and while whatever mistakes Inez made, we all got to own our mistakes. She's no Inez, okay? And I don't agree with everything that went on when Inez was there, but she's no Inez. This stuff don't even be close or remotely close to how things should be at all. It don't be no simple mix up. Ever since she been on the job, and we've had issues before, but ever since she's been on the job, especially her first election, that wasn't that the one that took 2 weeks to call the school board election, a week and a half. Whoever heard of such a thing? Flint don't vote like that, where it should take you no week to count no votes.
and Flint it does. Like Flint break all of when you think boundaries can't be broke. Come to Flint.
Oh yeah, don't they break all the rules?
Yeah, it's like
Wide open too.
boy, but it's being honest though. That's what
I
you see.
mean, but this is my thing. And then to this, I gotta speak to this. I gotta speak to this. We still don't have clean water. We still have gang violence issues. I think some of these gang members are victims of the water crisis. Where is their help? Where is their mental health help? Where is their health issues, assistance, medical issues assistance, whatever assistance? Where is the relief for the people? Because I know all the medical professionals and the attorneys, I know they have gotten paid.
Mm,
Okay, I know that, but who has not gotten paid is the residents and the victims of this water crisis.
mm.
And so anyway, and when is the pipe replacements going to be starting? When they going to do that next year? Because I thought they was getting ready to start that.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to probably start. I mean, they're gonna probably gonna have to start back. We headed toward winter.
That's what I'm saying. So what they going to wait till the summertime or you
Probably,
know?
yeah, spring of next year, 25.
I don't know. I hope so, because I mean, how much longer we gotta go
Well,
before they give us clean water? That's another thing. What they waiting on to give us clean water? It's almost like we being forced out of here.
no, they're gonna get you out. It's just a matter of time. But to me, it's like till the residents wake up and see. But it's like we at the stage where the residents is like it's gonna be too late because it's you know what I'm saying. You see too much and you see too much infighting. If the city
Mm.
was divided, I believe Flint could get up out of this situation it's in.
Well, let me say this.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the residents have spoken up. I think the residents, that's why the residents have been poisoned. I think that's why the residents are being arrested at city council meetings because they're speaking up. I think the residents are being resilient. I think the residents, they doing everything that they can do, but they're not being represented by the legal system. When something happens terrible to a resident, you can't get a lawyer.
Mm-mm.
Okay. You got to leave the Flint city limits to sue some of these people around here. So they know you can't get a lawyer. So they continue to violate your rights and break all the laws and do whatever they want to do. You know,
Fact.
yeah, empty out all the money, give all the money to the nonprofits, let crime take place and don't even investigate it, don't even show up. Some people are some you know, okay, well, I'm not gonna go all the way. So anyway, those are the things that are going on still in our community. And I think before we even elevate ourselves, well, first of all, downtown is branching out. Have you
Mm.
noticed that? It's busting out the seams down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's starting to spill down Saginaw Street and over into the north side. I don't know. I I don't know what it's gonna take for us to get new pipes and stuff and get clean water. But I think when they rebuild Flint, then that is when they intend on giving
Fact.
us new pipes. I think.
You know that's when it's gonna be, Carol. To be honest with you, know when they get to see, that's my thing. Like going back, piggyback off what you said about them switching that third ward voting place.
Hmm.
That wasn't at the third for the third ward,
The first ward. That's for the
first
first ward.
ward. But Quincy
Hmm.
voted for that. See, sometimes I be thinking. Sometimes I don't know if people be really.
But that ain't the first ward. Why was first ward people ever going to Aldrich Place? Ain't no. Well, I don't know. Maybe that did. I didn't think that. Well, the first ward do reach fire, but I didn't think that was the first ward way over there.
Well, that's third ward. What's up,
Okay, so
Shawty?
I didn't understand why they was going way over there to vote anyway, and now they going to Fawcett. It's just one debacle after the next,
But that's no different with the redistricting. That's
right?
different when they pushed out the new voting precincts and they knew, I mean, the voting cards when they knew they wasn't supposed to do that and head to 26. So you had people going, not knowing where to go. Was they the old first ward or the new first ward, or if you the old second ward, you the new second ward, like how these recalls went. If you old second ward, you can vote in it. And if you new second ward, you can't vote in it. Why would you even send out the cards? And Davina did
Mm-mm-mm.
do that. Like I'm thinking that's Davina. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, Davina. But however, the new
This
voter,
coming from her office. That's her office, ain't it?
yeah, but it came out. And you know what I'm saying? And that's what I get what you're saying. It's just over and over and over. Like Davina and them not covering up they slip ups. You know what
Because
I'm
it ain't no slip up. They flat out major debacles.
Yeah, that's like even at the city council, they didn't let the people speak at the special meeting. How you not gonna let nobody speak? Our L didn't even get to speak, but Davina did leave him. She did, as Winters would say, she left alley because she said, "I was trying, but y'all didn't let me." And not verbatim, but she was like, she was trying, but they was steady going on what they was doing. And our L has a disability. You really gonna play that game?
No, 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 Davina. You supposed to say, excuse me, please. You haven't done public speaking. Okay, ain't no she was trying to, because just like she said, I was trying to, but you wouldn't let me. She could have said, no, no, you have to let the resident speak. She could have used that breath to enforce that Open Meetings Act rule.
Mm,
Okay. So all this, it ain't that hard to say, excuse me, point of information, or I mean point of order, and I have to let you guys know something, or whichever one. A point of information is a quick inquiry. So point of information, have you guys allowed the public to speak during public comments for the special meeting? Because it's the law, it's a law according to the Open Meetings Act. You have to allow them to speak.
mm, mm.
Okay, she could have said just like that, excuse me, people. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but
Lawsuit.
I definitely will. Um, yeah, yeah. Because if you don't sue them, they're going to keep doing. And then, let's be clear. I don't think they really care. Look at how the money is being, you know,
Allocated facts.
right, circumvented or whatever. So I don't really think they could give a hoot if the city gets sued.
So, mm-mm.
So I think that has a lot to do with the way things are going too. But
Facts.
the lawsuit that the mayor is still in court about that fire situation, that's a big deal because how is this finna go? What is that gonna cost the city if the fire chief prevails? Then
10 million, but he gonna try to sell it out of court.
I mean, but how much is he gonna settle for? Because if I ask for 10 million, you want to sell out of court, I need 7.
But then you still got the mother with hers, and hers is for 50.
If I was the fire chief, ma'am, I did the best I could for you, blah blah blah. And but I'd have to have all my money. That's the city's problem about what she want. So that's looking at about 60 million. She probably don't get 50 million, but she gonna get. Well, I don't know who her attorney is because she get the wrong attorney around here.
Hmm.
Who she got?
I have no idea.
I hope she got Ben Crump or somebody. Because if she got somebody around here, shit. And then I think that criminal attorneys, if she ain't got Manley or Sharice Leah, what's this? Man, I don't know who she gonna get to stand up for that, because they don't like to go against the establishment. They too busy trying to drink with them at the country club, and it's only one country club here.
Preach. That's what I was just saying. I said that on a previous show, might have been early in the week. I said what a lot of people don't be knowing around here. A lot of these so-called influencers around in Flint, who you think they be partying with? Who you
Right.
want to be around with? How you think
Yeah.
certain things is going on? The water ain't been fixed for 10 years. It's
And
like
that's why nothing never gets done because they all too busy. But I can't do my buddy like that. I'm just gonna act like I don't know it happened,
facts.
and just killing us.
Right. And like ain't nobody saying nothing. It's like you can't say nothing. Well, if you say that that's a taboo. It's a taboo for me to speak the truth. It's a taboo for me telling you that we still being poisoned up here. It's a taboo. You know what I'm saying? Then they give us our leaders. Let me be honest with you.
They do.
They give us our leaders. They give us the
Mhm.
who we supposed to be saying they really this who fight. Like man, if we really had leaders here that who they putting out there for us, Flint water would be fixed.
Well, let me tell you this now, Mickey. Let me say this because, and I know I sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but Mays fought like hell for us, and he wasn't perfect. But I think he was really agitated because of some of this corruption that's going on. Now they blame Mays for a lot of stuff. Mays been dead. This stuff is getting worse and worse and worse. Mays took a lot of lashes trying to fight for us. Okay.
Yeah,
And everybody think it's gonna be so easy, but not everybody calling the popos and the dodos and all this, and ain't nobody showed up. And that they keep talking about the feds around here, but all these crimes being committed, how many crimes do you need them to commit before you?
and this for you, Carol. They said it's just this. Said men them up. What can we do to help you win this first war? See, money.
Yes. Mickey, what's my cash app? Oh Lord.
Hold on 1 second.
Put my cash app up, please.
1 second. Hold on 1 second.
That would help. But yeah, so that's the situation that we're in, though. We, and you're right. They tell us everything, and then the vote, the bidding process. That's what I want to say something about. This bidding process on these contracts. Ain't no way in the world this is fair. Okay, there's definitely something going on with our bidding process, and that's been spoken on uh over and over again. That has a lot to do with the progress of the city or lack thereof. Me and one of the community members of a block club were speaking, and they were talking about how the community schools, the public schools here, every time they have a project going on, somebody steals all the supplies from them. Well, that's an inside job. Don't none of us got no trucks and equipment and know how to use all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And who are you selling school equipment for renovation to? They don't know nobody to sell no school equipment to. That's an inside job. But they keep getting these same people that do everything, like the bookkeeping, the former company. Well, I won't say their names because I'm not getting all off into that. But it's the same old two step. It's always the same people, and they always throw the alley oop to one another. So
Mm-hmm.
we keep getting the same result. And you're right. We got to vote. Did you throw it up for me, Mickey? Or you got it
Right.
up?
Man, I've been
That's
putting
what
on.
that is. Look, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see something up here, but yeah. So we got a lot of things we got to address. But one thing we got. Oh, and then I wanted to. I was watching on Facebook, and this guy was doing something. I was talked about this on the other podcast. This guy was doing something illegal with some Asian people, and anyway, the head guy of the agents was telling him how black people, how we're trendsetters, how everybody wants to mimic our dance, our how we talk, how we dress, the way we move, how we're influencers, you know, but yet we can't stick together, and everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the saddest thing. And then this is the thing, because I'm the type of person, if I see you making progress and I don't like you, I'm just gonna step out your way. I ain't gonna try to stop you from, especially when you're doing good work. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mm-hmm.
trying to do the right thing. I'm not finna, you know. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like them, but I ain't gonna act like your work ain't good. Your work is good. Is good, and
Yeah.
I think that's our problem. We play your haters. It's got to stop. It's okay to not like somebody who's good. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
okay to not like the top person, in whatever.
Right.
But be honest, if they work is good. I mean, we can't get ahead if you won't be honest about the top brain surgeon and the top attorney and the top law enforcement officer because you don't like them personally because they roll their eyes at you. We got to get past the petty Betty and petty Freddie uh, plagues, first of all, and we got to learn how to come together and stick together because other other nationalities, even if they don't like each other, they don't sell each other out.
Right. I agree with that. But how do yeah, like I said, everybody love us but us. That's what Angela Lynette said.
Yep. That's
Everybody
well
love us but
said.
us.
That's well said too. I like that. Everybody love us but us. And
Yeah.
that's the truth.
Yeah. But I think it's such a divide. That's why I feel like now, to just me personally, until we get somebody that's a uniter, that can come on here, and we just got to be honest. It's gonna have to unite both factions because the city of Flint is split. You know what I'm saying? Until we
Well,
get
you
some,
know what?
yes,
But
ma'am.
but but what you said is true. And I think the city of Flint could be united. You know what's dividing the city of Flint? It's always some people that look like me and you that's willing to be Judases. If we would hold up, they would come to the table and respect us and give us fair opportunity and deals because they know we're not going to bow down or sell out. But since they always know it's somebody with their hands down under their jacket, with your hand behind you with it cut like this, like you ain't looking, they know one of us is always like that. So they can always count on a sellout. So they don't have to come to the table fair and equitable with us. Okay, that's just really what it comes down to.
You know, you're right. I listen. I'm not gonna disagree with nothing that you just said right there. I mean, you ain't lying until we can get these Judases out. You know what I'm saying? To actually want to see the people make it, but until then, it's gonna be a tight race. Because
It
remember,
is.
the establishment gonna keep them 5 or 6 votes
And
because
they go and they listen, and they gonna always, even if they lose this round, They got so much money and influence, they gonna remix it. That's how they get you thrown off a board and put somebody else in your seat that don't even live in the area.
Right.
You know, that kind of mess. And then when these type of Judases, they know they don't speak against the establishment because they respect them.
See, that's a good one. This from Mark Hutchison, whoever the good brother may be. Said what you just said is the problem, but the gatekeepers have money, and the leaders in Flint are willing to take crumbs.
Yes. Crumbs. 5,000, 10,000. And my thing is this, I was telling somebody, like with the ARPA funds. Now, some people got toe off. But my thought is this: say you get 10, 15, whatever. I could use some things. I need some new windows. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
much is new? 15,000. Then my mama could use some windows and whatever she could use. I can run up $120,000 tab just what we need that falls under the guidelines for the federal allocation of the ARPA funds to renovate homes.
Hmm.
So what is all for? When you could bless your community and get your blessings still. Because if they fix my house up out of government funds, that's free. That means my electric bill drops, my water bill drops. That means my health is probably gonna be better because my roof ain't leaking and setting up mold in my house and all this old type of stuff. So I would think that and I could save my community, that would be more valuable than this other crap, you know?
Hmm. I
But I
agree.
don't know, Mickey. I don't know. But anyway, Mickey, we 603. Anyway, this has been a community conversation. Mickey, what you think about all that? Are you gonna watch the debate?
You know I'm gonna watch it. We got a report on it, so definitely I'm gonna watch it. Then I want to see anyway how Kamala can handle Trump anyway. So I'm gonna watch it. To be honest with you, I'll be lying to you if I didn't.
Excuse me. I'm talking. I can't wait till she tell him that. Ah,
But
no, no, no. Excuse me. I'm speaking.
for
This is
sure.
gonna be good. I'm getting my popcorn ready. That's gonna be Tuesday. I wish I could. I wish I knew the time that it was gonna come on, but I don't. So I won't lie to you. But be looking for Tuesday for the debate with Kamala and Vice President Kamala
Mhm.
Harris and your former President Donald Trump. Wait a minute, he's supposed to get sentenced on the 18th too.
They
Y'all keep y'all ears
said they
peeled
was
for
gonna
that.
wait till after the election.
What?
They said they're gonna wait till the judge said they're gonna wait till after the election. I read somewhere
Why?
because he's gonna be president. he try, they trying to make sure if he gonna be president. I'm being honest with you. He don't get it. They locking his ass up. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that's why they waiting. But that only in America will you get it. You get to wait. They'd have been.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's a story, and I ain't against nobody. You got to be white for that kind of privilege. Because if that was a black person that committed all them crimes and got the nerve to put their name on the ballot, they ain't
Right.
holding you up on no sentencing day. What? It's gonna be a circus at your sentence today. Every news media, it's gonna be a frenzy out there. 810 gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there. Look, I'm gonna be out there with my cell phone.
Facts. I want to be out there because they know he'll pardon himself. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? If he go,
absolutely.
but then you gotta understand, is the establishment really gonna lock a former president up? They gonna give him a slap on the wrist. You ain't seen them lock up a former president, not in America. Even when they got
Mm-mm.
Nixon on, they gave him a slap on the wrist. And Henry, I mean, who was it? Ford. I was gonna say the wrong one. George. What
Who you
was
talking
that?
about from Watergate?
Yeah, even he
Yeah,
gave. Yeah,
that was
that's
Nixon.
yeah. But
That was Nixon.
before it came in and took over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Remember
yeah.
then Jimmy Carter won and got in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
that's what.
remember Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was
So
in the first grade.
they ain't gonna lock no president up. That's the stuff they want us to feel like we gonna look like he gonna be locked up. They ain't locking Trump up. I mean,
They'll lock you up. They'll lock me up. Look, they locked up Jesse Jackson Jr. and his wife. And they
Yeah.
ain't getting nothing but a new kitchen. And look at how these folk around here stealing.
Facts. But they been allowed to because they doing a job.
Because if I was Jesse Jackson, if I was Jesse Jackson Jr., I'd be getting my lawyer, I'd be ready to sue the America. Me and my sweetie got to go to prison. They made him go first so the wife could watch the kids, and then when he got out, made her go so he can watch the kids. I'm just glad they let them rotate it so they can be with their kids. I was shocked that they let them do that.
Mm,
But that's about it. He wouldn't do that. And then, like I said, they got their kitchen renovated. Nah, all this money. I want to see what's gonna happen to these people around here getting all this money. How are they gonna explain this? Is anybody gonna ask?
mm-mm. Because there's too many people at the gatekeepers might get jammed up in this. That's why they ain't finna do none of that. You know, Eric, you seen what Eric was saying, who he was when he was looking at the corruption he was fighting, he seen it like I was enlightened. It goes deeper than just the mayor. So you know what
Oh,
I'm saying? So
oh,
it's like,
absolutely.
yeah, so it is what
Yeah,
it is.
that's why ain't nobody showing up. Well, anyway, I'm going to close out. This has been a community conversation. Thank you, Mickey, for joining in and
No,
jumping in with me. I appreciate you guys. This has been a community conversation. Tune in next week, 5 o'clock on Friday. I am your host, Carol. This has been Mickey Jordan, our producer, co hosted with me today. Again, I'm Carol McIntosh. I am running for your first Ward City Council seat. Vote for me November 5th. Hit me up on that Cash App. I appreciate you all. If you supported me in the primary, thank you for your support. I still need your continued support. If you didn't vote, please get out and vote. Make sure you vote for president and make sure you vote for me if you're in the first ward. Peace.
peace, family.